I'm Jamerica Malbrough.
And I'm Bruce Wright. Coming up on LUTV on Fox, a Beaumont Marine's bravery almost cost him his life.
Plus, 3 local restaurant owners serve unique Mexican cuisine in the city of Port Arthur.
And we take you to a local dirt track off of Highway 90 and get behind the wheel of limited modifieds with the Weibel family.
It's LUTV on Fox, and it's coming up right now. Hello, and welcome to LUTV on Fox, the television program written and produced by students in the communication department at Lamar University.
Today we feature 3 short documentaries researched and produced by broadcast journalism students.
On a hot midsummer afternoon, Marine Sergeant Josh Yarbrough and his Bravo company were on a regular patrol in Helmand Province in southern Afghanistan. As Yarbrough jumped over a stream, he landed on an IED. He lost both legs from the knees down and suffered damage to his left arm and fingers.
LUTV News producer Brooke Kirchhoffer spent several weeks talking with Yarbrough about his experience and his challenging road to recovery.
One of the guys in my squad stepped on an IED and he was blown into a canal, so I pulled him out. And another one of the guys from my team was also injured, and I was going to him and I stepped on one also and lost both legs below the knee, a lot of damage to my left arm, and lost my left finger and the tip of my left thumb. And then had some blood clots that one got to my brain caused a stroke, so I'm partially blind on my left side. My grandfather was in the Marine Corps and he always spoke really highly of it. And I kind of always wanted to do it anyway, but after September 11th happened, it was basically a sure thing. It sucks sometimes. It really sucked for the first 2 years, but as you get more experience and your rank goes up, it becomes a better experience for you. I had 2 combat action ribbons for seeing combat in 2 different campaigns. I received a Purple Heart for injuries sustained, 3 Sea Service Deployment ribbons, Global War on Terrorism, Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal, National Defense ribbon, everybody gets that for joining during the time of war. It was long and involved. It was, whenever I first woke up and asked them how long I would be there, they said probably about 3 years. I kind of broke down and started crying because I did not want to be there for 3 years. I was still in the hospital, about to go to rehab, and I asked them what the fastest they had ever seen someone be done with that therapy with my type of injuries, and they said 1 year and 6 months. So I told them I'm going to beat that, and a couple of months later my wife got pregnant, so then I was like, well, 9 months, I got to be ready. So, and it took 1 year and 5 months for me to be completely released from therapy, and it was very painful days because they would only have 2 hours scheduled for me for rehab, and I talked to my therapist and he said I could go up there for the whole day, so a lot of days I spend 8 or 9 hours up there a day instead of 2. Just a few months after, 5-6 months, I had really no intention to start playing. I hadn't even really thought about it, and there was one of my mom's friends raised some money and got a golf set for me, and they donated a couple of free lessons for me. And I figured since they already bought clubs and they were going to teach me how to play again, I might as well start playing. Considering it's really the only thing I can play anymore, it's a lot of fun for me. Just get out and do something. It's very difficult. It's difficult. Probably it's the hardest game I've ever played. Probably have the funkiest swing ever. I've had to learn all the fundamentals of it and kind of put my own twists on it for what I can do and try to do the same thing. It doesn't always work out, but I'm still figuring it out. I started working probably about a month after I retired because I got sent home for 5 months or so while I was still technically on active duty, but I was done with therapy and I was just waiting for my paperwork to process. And after playing video games every day, I had to find something to do with my time. I do sales for my uncle. I kind of go in as I want to work. We have an agreement that, hey, if I don't want to come in this day, it's no problem, unless they really need me or something. But doing sales, especially like this, I go in there with my veteran's hat and I don't have legs or I'm in my prosthetics, and that's a foot in the door. They're not going to kick me out. So it works out for me. I could care less what people think about a guy not having legs, but I don't what really bothers me more than anything is whenever kids want to come ask me and the parents are like, no, leave them alone. I don't mind talking to the kids or them staring. I'd rather them come up and ask me what's going on than just sit there and stare at me. But adults staring at me is kind of another ball game that does get aggravating. I think everybody has to go through their adjusting stages, but everybody has their own way of doing that, and I didn't find the transition all that difficult. I guess some of the memories that I had and some of the things that I saw. Falling asleep sometimes would be a pain because you lay down and trying to go to sleep and all that stuff comes back, and it would be difficult to fall asleep a lot. So most nights I get about 3-4 hours of sleep. PTSD, people use it as an excuse to just cop out. In my opinion, it's just like you go get drunk and you go do something stupid. Oh, I was drunk. You're still accountable for what you do, and I feel it's the same thing for PTSD. And so many people are claiming it that weren't even in some of the situations that others were in, but it affects everybody different ways. But I could get away with some things and say, oh, I blame it on PTSD, but it's just a cop-out in my opinion. The way it comes out with me, so I get a little antsy and I'll start a little easier. Have anger about really small things that wouldn't normally aggravate me. I just kind of go shut myself away and leave everybody alone where they're not in my crossfire or anything. So I have my bad days here and there, but I mostly just try to have as pleasant as I can. My little one, this is all he's ever known, so he doesn't know any better. He doesn't ask anything. But my oldest son, he kind of lived it, and I'm just brutally honest with him. I tell him exactly. I don't try to put a fairy tale spin on it or anything. He knows cold hard facts about it. That I was over fighting the bad guys and I stepped on a bomb. And my oldest son, he already knows it, but he took it really hard. He thought that it was, he should have been there because he calls me his Batman and he's my Robin. So he thinks he should have been there. So it was really hard for him. It's basically really not taking anything for granted. I know that I could have not been here, so I try to make the best of every day. And I'm just a lot more appreciative for the little things. I know more about myself now than I probably did before. A lot of people have said things along the line that I'm a hero and stuff, but I don't see myself that way. Just a guy that did his job, I guess, would be the best. That'd be the best compliment. He did his job. He did it to the best of his ability, and I believe I did that. And I could take that kind of thought process from people.
Sergeant Yarbrough, one of the many veterans who continues to inspire and impress with his determination and resilience.
Coming up, LUTV News reporters Wesley Williams and Juan Rodriguez visit 3 Port Arthur restaurant owners who serve up food from Michoacan, Mexico.
We'll be right back.
Consider a place where groundbreaking research and forward thinking drives innovation. A place where casual friends become lifelong relationships. Consider a place where teachers, nurses, engineers, and scientists are discovered. That place is here, and the time is now. Lamar University, living the legacy, inventing the future. Enroll today for summer and fall courses at beacardinal.com.
Next, we visit the city of Port Arthur and discover some spicy food flavors from the state of Michoacan, Mexico. LUTV News producers Juan Rodriguez and Wesley Williams sample authentic south-of-the-border cuisine served up by 3 local restaurant owners.
No usamos casi saborizantes artificiales, todo es fresco de la temporada. Si no hay mango en México o aquí, lo traen de otro país y siempre estamos manejando frutas frescas. en el tiempo de invierno, aunque baja mucho la venta, la nieve sigue vendiéndose bien. La paleta es la que baja bastante la venta. Entonces la paleta en el verano sube más, pero siempre se vende más la nieve. La paleta es más tardada que la nieve. La nieve son de 30 a 40 minutos. Cuando yo volví a empezar esto, dejé 10 años de trabajar, me dieron los 28 sabores que tengo escritos. Todos los 28 sabores yo los modifiqué a mi gusto. Cuando esta persona que me dio los sabores los probó, me pidió a mí las recetas, porque yo los modifiqué a mi gusto, porque a mí me gusta la nieve. Es algo que me gusta. Entonces todos los sabores yo los fui probando, y a este le quito, a este le pongo, y son mis propias recetas, que es lo que todo el mundo quiere en mis recetas.
Lo que pasa es que yo tengo muchos años ya de experiencia en esto. Voy para 14 años trabajando ya en restaurante. Y como siempre hemos trabajado por otras personas, pues se me ocurrió la idea de que siempre he dicho yo, bueno, pues siempre he podido yo trabajar por otras gentes y era justo que hiciera algo por nosotros mismos. Y fue que empezamos ya con la idea esta de traer aquí a que te hagas un restaurante de comida rápida.
Ay, 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 mi amor. Ay, mi morena de mi corazón.
Como siempre la familia, ¿por qué no se vienen acá, ponen negocio acá? Ustedes saben hacer todo eso. Pues sí, pues decidimos. Los platillos más comunes de México es que siempre ha sido los caldos. Que el siete mares, que los camarones con esto, el camarón a la diabla. Hay muchos platillos diferentes que últimamente queremos meter para hacerlo más estilo, todavía más estilo más mexicano todavía. Es como un balance Tex-Mex con mexicana y americana, pero prácticamente ahora en estos instantes la estoy haciendo mexicana ya completamente. Ya miré que en realidad pues la comida que nosotros traíamos era como para gringo, para persona americana. Y yo miré que aquí no tengo mucha gente americana, pues decidí hacerla más mexicana todavía. Más gente mexicana le gusta más la comida más picosa, como el chile. Las salsas se hacen aquí, las aguas, el guacamole, todo lo preparamos aquí nosotros. Claro que como hay cosas que vienen que comprar enlatadas, sí, pero nosotros regularmente todo lo preparamos nosotros al instante.
Es carne de res, es el mentado labio.
Tengo sombrero. Aquí va a comer lo más rico del mundo.
¿Qué le llaman tacos al vapor? Porque se vaporiza con pura agua y la carne es cocinada al vapor. Son los históricos tacos de México.
Pellequito, y que los traiga y que le mandan allá a taquitos.
Tiene un proceso por 3 horas de cocinarse. 3 horas de cocinarse.
Hace como 2 horas o 3 que quité el labio, yo le quito el pellequito y los mandamos para acá a hacer buenos taquitos. Miguel Vargas del Moral. El trompo este es de carne de puerco.
¿Cuánto dura una media hora, 45 minutos?
Para hacerlo todo, para ponerlo así todo junto. Entonces cambia de color cuando ya está lista la carne. Hacer buenos taquitos, que se preparen taquitos como deben de ser, y de puro Cotija, Michoacán.
Now that looked delicious, definitely made me hungry. Up next, a family that races together stays together, on the dirt track that is. LUTV News producers Kevin McGee and Caleb McFarland rev up some engines on the racetrack with members of the Weibel family. Stay with us.
Consider a place where groundbreaking research and forward thinking drives innovation. A place where casual friends become lifelong relationships. Consider a place where teachers, nurses, engineers, and scientists are discovered. That place is here, and the time is now. Lamar University, living the legacy, inventing the future. Enroll today for summer and fall courses at beacardinal.com.
Grease, gasoline, modified engines, and fast cars. This is what seems to keep the Weibel family together. On a dirt track just 10 miles west of Beaumont, the Weibels have been racing their limited modifieds against other cars for 3 generations. LUTV News producers Kevin McGee and Caleb McFarland visit this high-octane hydrocarbon raceway.
Wide open when the lights turn green. Yeah, buddy, that's a dirt track thing. Throwing wood, but it looks so clean. Yeah, buddy, that's a dirt track thing. You ain't gotta be a hillbilly or a redneck to be in victory lane holding up a big check.
Hold on tight, it's time for Green Flag Racer!
But it's really exciting for both my boys. My heart starts pumping every time they get on that track, and I think my heart's pumping way more than theirs while they're in the driver's seat. It's pretty exciting, especially when they're competing against each other. I know something's going to happen between both of them. It's just funny. I mean, my dad did it a long time ago. I tried it for a year. I sucked at it, and we got these 2 boys in it, and they're doing well. They're having fun, and I'm having fun watching them. Just as long as they don't tear nothing up, I'm happy. Just they finish the race, I'm happy. They don't have to win it, just finish it.
I was probably 8 to 10 years old. We first started out in go-kart racing on dirt track. Before me, my brother started racing, so I just kind of followed in behind him on go-kart racing. It started out at such a young age and not knowing, you know, the memories you're making. And even before him, my grandpa goes back to him racing with my dad and my uncle. Racing's in our blood. It's one of the strongest things in our family.
Well, yeah, we don't race anybody harder than each other. And it seemed like the first year, every time we got on the track, that our cars were like magnets. They always came together. Usually him and me. Every time anything ever happened, we're always harder on ourselves than they are each other. We always find it funny. Anything that ever happens, the other one's always so upset about it. We always help each other get better and better. But the joke of the week in the shop, who's going to beat who's going to do what, who made the right decisions, who screwed up what part. So it's always fun. We keep it interesting. The more we push each other, the more we make each other competitive, you know, the better we're going to get.
They're patient, and that's what it takes out there. And some nights they're not patient, and they'll tear the car up. And then when they come off, they said, I should have waited. Yeah, it's you. But it's whoever has a better car that night. They're both good drivers. They've both got good motors, good cars. It's just whoever's the best.
I've raced plenty of races with 2 wide with my brother in the corner. You're door to door, and you feel like you're inches apart, and you never touch coming out. And coming out of that, and you keep racing clean. That's good racing. When you can trust the guy that you're racing against not to take you out, and you can run like that. That's when you get good shows. First race we raced. First time I was behind him going the corner, I think I plowed him harder than anybody I ever have and tore his car up. You hate to mess your brother's car up, but you don't race anybody harder, you know. I can be racing anybody out there, but if it's John next to me, even though we're in here week after week, helping each other. We're racing each other harder than anybody else. And there's certainly sibling rivalry and back and forth talk in the shop, who's better, who's not. But, you know, at the end of the week, we're there for both of us to do well.
Typical Thursdays, scale the car, try to once over all nut and bolts or anything you can think of. It's usually crunch day anyway. Trying to make sure everything's done. Any of us didn't work too much in one week and didn't have time to do things. Usually that's the day that it's make or break, I guess.
It gets me tired. It gets me real tired. Every night till 9 or 10 o'clock every night we're working on cars 3 or 4 days a week, and then we come and race, and then they don't tear them up. We're good the next week. We're not too tired, but it's a lot of fun doing it with my boys. Just something we do together and be together and hang out together. It's great.
Well, you never know what to expect going into one. I mean, you're always easy on the gas, but quick to throttle up, because a lot of people always win it on the bottom. You know, that's where tracks, you know, it's won at Beaumont, but even on the start of a race over at Beaumont, there's a lot of stuff that goes on the outside of 1 and 2, and a lot of ground to gain. Just dry or tacky or slick or what's going on. You know, we're always one that if everybody's doing one thing, why not try another?
We turn right to turn left, you know. That's real racing. When you turn the opposite way you're going, that's racing. It's certainly adrenaline going in the corner and knowing if you should lift or you should just lay it on the wall, lay it on the floor and see what you got. And asphalt's to get there and dirt's for racing. It's tough when you have a bad night to have to come here and work all week just to give it another try. It's you know, the good nights and the nights working with family, having everybody at the track, time spent, memories made. It's all about having fun. You know, it's a blast. It's why we do it. You know, you got to forget about the bad nights. It's tough coming back after them.
You can't make no money doing this. I think I spent about $13,000 to $14,000 last year racing, and all the money that we make that they win goes back into the race car. So it's a hobby, trust me. You don't make no money off of it.
If it's a business, I need to sell out. We've been losing for years. It's more of a hobby. You know, it's the thrill of the ride, the adrenaline you get racing.
It could be worse. We could be at the bar, could be doing other things, but yet we're spending time together at the racetrack. People have other hobbies that are way worse, I guess. Now the payouts for us, we have a family, I guess, account, a box it goes to, that it goes to our expenses at the end of the year, like now. You know, that's able to afford, you know, instead of out of pocket $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $10,000 or whatever it could be. It makes it a whole lot easier on us.
The racing community in general is a family. We race each other Friday night, but Saturday night we give each other the shirt off our back. It wouldn't be as joyful just me doing it myself versus, you know, having my brother and my dad, like you see behind me, in here working with me. You know, at the end of the night, you might spend a lot of money, might break a lot of cars, but you made memories with your family, you know, and those are priceless. You won't ever get them back, and God knows anybody that's raced with us, we fight and bicker every night, you know, but at the end of the night we go home, we love each other, and we show back up here the next week ready to work, and that's why we do it.
The Weibles race every Friday at the Golden Triangle Raceway, with the exception of hunting season, of course. And that's it for this special broadcast of LUTV on Fox. To watch these and other mini documentaries produced by Lamar broadcast students, go to our Facebook page at LUTV News. For 6 weeks over the summer, we will feature one documentary per week and a 2-minute interview with the producer.
During the summer, along with the interview with the producer of each story, you'll see a clip of the feature on Tuesday. Then go back on Thursday to watch the full documentary. 3 more stories will be featured, including the overflow of red-tagged houses in Beaumont, one man's story about being true to himself, and we will take you to Austin to debate open carry in Texas. For more information about Lamar University and the Department of Communication, point your browser to lamar.edu. There you can find information about Lamar events, Lamar sports, and much, much more. Thanks for watching LUTV right here on Fox. Look out for more Lamar student productions in the fall semester.